Hey everybody, welcome to the Happy Harvest Homestead. Recently, it has been brought to my attention that we're having a major predator issue with our main flock of egg-laying australorp chickens. We've been free-ranging our main chicken flock for years now, and for the most part, we don't have any issues. Every once in a while we'll lose a hen here or there, but most of the time, all the chickens come back every night to roost in the coop, and we don't have any losses. Recently, we've been losing a lot of chickens. I believe we've gone from around 20 to now 13 in a matter of a few weeks. Someone else in the family is in charge of caring for the adult flock of chickens, so I'm never there to count them at night or anything. So while this has been going on for a while, I was just told recently that we were losing a whole bunch of chickens, and it's actually gotten so bad that our rooster has disappeared too. So it seems like we have a very serious predator issue. Not only is this bad for our egg-laying flock, we're getting fewer and fewer eggs, and a large portion of our really awesome, selectively bred, hearty breeding stock is now gone, but this also throws a huge wrench in our plans for hatching meat chicks. Now that we don't have a rooster, we don't have any more fertilized eggs, so we can't hatch out any more chicks. Thankfully, though, we were able to get one last batch of eggs that are fertilized incubating before our rooster disappeared. So we have one batch in the incubator, 2 batches in the brooder, and then a couple batches in the barn. But at this point, a lot of these dual-purpose chicks who are going to be used for meat are now going to be pulled into our main flock to replace our egg-laying hens and our breeding roosters. So we're not going to get as much chicken meat as we were originally planning on. So that is a real bummer, but at the same time, I'm really glad we did focus so heavily on raising a lot of chickens for meat, because now we have a large number of pullets who are just about to start laying eggs and just about old enough to start breeding. So it'll just be a month or two until we're back to our normal egg production and breeding schedule. Though it'll probably be late enough in the season that we won't be able to hatch any more eggs because it'll be too cold by that point. So now that you know what the problem is and the full repercussions that we've already received from this problem, now I'm going to explain what this video is mainly about, which is how we are dealing with the problem. We are so blessed to have a both chicken-proof and predator-proof goat area. So the current plan is to take the 13 remaining adult hens from free-ranging and put them in with the meat chicks, who are now just the chicks, because a lot of them are no longer going to be used for meat. So all our chickens will live with the goats, but it's not actually that simple, because we have multiple species of animals cohabiting in the same areas. We also have to deal with our crazy goat housing. All 3 of our does are still in milk, and we're milking them twice a day, so we have to keep them separate from their babies. And while we are in the middle of trying to sell some of the babies who we're not going to keep, we haven't sold any of them yet. And we are planning on keeping Daisy and Violet forever. So we're trying to keep kids separate from their moms. And at the same time, we're trying to breed our does again. So we have our adult buck and all our 3 does in the barn right now with the chickens. But because Keely's buck apron is off, we can't keep the little girls in with him because he might breed them. And we don't want them to be in with their moms. So they all have to stay separate. And this all just happened, this whole transitioning of goats and where they're living. So now we're completely shifting plans, and instead of free-ranging or picketing the babies, we are going to shift them into Roxie's dog yard, and then let Roxie free-range instead. One major factor of our plan to get rid of this predator is to let both of our farm dogs, Fang and Roxie, free to roam the farm all the time, to be the alpha carnivores, to mark their territory and explore, and hopefully drive away whatever is eating our chickens. Usually, Roxie can't roam the whole property because of our free-ranging chickens. She still has not learned to leave the chickens alone, and she would happily chase them and possibly eat them if she could. But because the chickens are going to be protected from predators, both wild predators and Roxie, she can be free as long as we keep the goats away from her too, because little goat kids are also very tempting to chase. In addition to having both of our dogs out, one of them a super energetic puppy who is going to run everywhere and explore and sniff and put her scent hopefully a lot more vigorously than poor old and tired Fang. I'm also going to make a point of walking around the property more with both our dogs so that they can mark their scent even better. Most of the time they stick close to the house, but our predator probably doesn't live in this immediate vicinity. They probably live somewhere in the woods, so I want to get a little farther out than the dog's normal comfort zone and help them claim a wider area. We also have fallen behind on mowing our property. We have a lot of high, tall weeds that will only help a predator sneak up on chickens, and this calamity is helping us to get back on top of mowing. We're going to trim everywhere we possibly can, making it very hard for a predator to sneak up on a chicken in tall grass. And we're hoping with the increased dog surveillance, the decreased hiding spots, and the disappearance of their food source for a few weeks or maybe a month or two, that whatever this predator is will either get scared or lose interest or get out of the habit of stalking our chickens, and that eventually we'll be able to free range them again without them being bothered like we have for so long in the past. Though this is such a hard thing, on top of all the other farm concerns we have been so blessed in just happening to have a perfect place to put these chickens, just happening to have a whole bunch of really old pullets to replace them with super easily, just happening to be able to place all the different types of animals in different setups so that we can free range Roxie. Getting rid of this predator is going to be a lot easier than it usually would be. Everything has just flowed together so nicely. It just doesn't seem like a coincidence. So now that I have fully explained what the problem is, why it's a problem, and how we're going to fix it, let's start implementing our plan.
So that voiceover was recorded last night. It's now morning, and it's raining very, very hard. So I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to go outside and get soaking wet. So maybe I'll wait a little bit and see if the rain will let up. I don't mind getting wet, but it's like pouring right now. Okay. It's a little bit later, and the rain has mostly stopped. The state of things as they are is Roxie is locked up in her yard. Then both the chickens and the baby goats are locked up in the chicken coop. Then I'm not sure if I should move the goats first or the chickens first. I guess then I'll get the chickens ready. It'll just be easy to plop them in from the coop to in here. Then I'll do the baby goats. So I need to grab some clippers so I can clip their wings. So I'm going to try and keep all the chickens from getting out by kind of guarding this doorway. I'll just do a chicken, plop them in there, do another one, plop them in. The baby goats can get out and be free if they want to, but the chickens can't get out. It might also help that it's so early in the morning and the chickens are still a little bit sleepy. Hey babies! Is it weird to sleep in a coop? Yeah, come on out. Choose one, be in or be out. Okay, fine. I'll just move out of the way. I need to do my stuff. Man, it's dark in here. That's better, at least for the camera. I'm trying to work and they're attacking me. They're bugging me. The whole 30 acres is yours to roam. You don't have to stay in the coop anymore. Come on, get out. Last night you didn't want to come in, now you don't want to go out. Everybody out. Come on out. It's not even raining. So I ended up getting the goats out, and the chickens just stayed in here. I thought for sure the chickens would rush out as well. So maybe I'll just do the goats first. And now it's raining again. Okay, Roxie is in the garage. Now, I have to get out without her getting out. You stay in, Roxie. Hey! Come here. Go back in there. Good girl. Oh, that was close. Now you have to herd the baby goats into Roxie's area somehow. Come on, baby goats. Come on. Okay. The baby goats are now in the dog yard. I had to do it off camera, not only because it was raining, but also they are crazy. Phew, all the chickens are done. Look how nasty my hands are. They have all these feathers on them. You ladies do know there is a giant barn that will give you shelter if you just walk over here. And it looks like the babies finally found some shelter. They picked a very bad shelter spot, even though we have plenty more good ones. Then, the last and hopefully easiest part is going to be letting Roxie out. Roxie, come here. First I have to take off your leash and your collar. Hey, first I have to take this off. No, I know. It's supposed to be easy. There you go. Good girl. She's going to freak out. I know. Usually she's from the inside trying to chase them on the outside, but now it's reversed. She is on the outside trying to chase them on the inside. Are they in your territory? Yes, they are in your territory. What are you going to do? It's crazy. Oh, look, she's peeing. Yay, good job. Mark your territory. Mark it, mark it. Good girl. That predator is going to know pretty soon that he can't live here anymore.